So the general plan is to take this gorgeous piece of Applewood and turn it into a spiral, flame-inspired sculpture. Let's do it.
Step 1 is to get the roughed out shape. So I'm using the Arbortech Turboplane for this. It hogs out a bunch of material really quickly, but it can also be really precise if you've got a light touch. I also like using the Arbortech grinder because it has variable speed for extra precision. What I'm doing here as I carve is looking for the grain pattern and any cracks or imperfections. I want to show off the wild colors in this spalted apple and make them a part of the final design. I start with a rough idea of what I want, but as I get deeper, I allow the grain to influence the shape. Especially at the very center of the heartwood. It has so many different textures running through it that I really want to stretch all the way up the neck of the finished flame piece. I also love working with that jaw horse. I can precisely position the piece so I don't have to work at an uncomfortable or especially a dangerous angle. For the record, gloves are also a terrible idea, but it's about -10 in the shop, so I need them to be able to actually feel what I'm doing. Once the rough shape has revealed itself, it's time to smooth and finish. I'm using the Kutzall shaping dish here. I use the roughest one because I like to work fast. I am going to sand starting at 80 grit later anyway, so I don't need it to be perfect right now. As I go, I'm looking at the piece from every angle. I want long flowing lines, but I also want there to be some interesting movement and almost an imbalance, so the piece feels alive. The final part is breaking those curves to add more of an organic feel. I'm really not looking for perfection, just for shapes that feel right to me. And that's the great thing about doing this. I do what appeals to my sense of what just feels right. I also like to carve fairly large pieces because I like using a random orbital sander for finishing. It's much faster than doing everything by hand. 80 grit first, then 220. I do go over it by hand at the end, just to make sure everything is perfectly smooth to the touch. I want people to pick up these pieces and feel the curves, so how it feels is just as important to me as how it looks. The last step is polishing. I like to use Clapham's beeswax and mineral oil. I find it really brings out those natural tones in the applewood without muddying the color. It's also food safe, so you can apply it by hand. Smells good too. So that's the process. If you want to buy this piece, or if you just want to see a whole bunch more carving videos, SeanPhillips.com is where to go. And before you do me a solid, like and subscribe.